Now, this story has been going on for a while, it feels like, but TikTok has finally had a US buyout update. So, following years of legislative pressure, ByteDance finalized a deal to separate its UK operations from its Chinese based. And the new entity called TikTok USDS Joint Venture LLC, catchy name, is now 80% owned by non-Chinese investors, with ByteDance retaining just under 20% stake. The key investors in TikTok US are Oracle, so the security partner and cloud provider, Silver Lake, which is a private US equity firm, MGX, which is an AI focused investment firm from the UAE, and other investors include the Walmart family and the Dell family as well. So interesting to see who's come together as this conglomerate that has purchased TikTok US. The new entity licenses the recommendation algorithm from ByteDance, but controls the US data and moderation policies independently. And I must say, there has already been a lot of backlash around this. So, TikTok has updated its privacy policy. It's explicitly acknowledged the collection of precise location data and financial information, sparking suspicion amongst users, given the political connections of the new owners. So, just to let you know that the owner of Oracle is a prominent supporter of President Trump. Also, there was a technical collapse. So, shortly after the transfer, there was a big power outage at a key US data center managed by Oracle, which triggered a cascading systems failure. So, you may have seen a lot of US TikTokers saying the app's shut down. You know, as soon as it's launched, it's failed. We've seen a lot of service issues, so users experienced upload failures, timed out responses, videos receiving 0 views despite having large followings. So basically, a lot of issues. The latest status, as of February the 2nd, announced that the infrastructure issues caused by the storm have now been resolved and the network has recovered. But there have been some kind of long-lasting damages, I would say, from the initial launch of TikTok US. So a lot of people are worried about this privacy policy update. It's potentially going to be taking more data from US users. So we've seen a lot of people saying they don't necessarily feel like it's a safe app to be on. We've also seen a lot of kind of high profile users accusing the new ownership of suppressing certain content like anti-Trump or anti-ICE content. So there's potential censorship controversy happening as well. And given some of the new owners of TikTok, this could potentially be happening. We've also seen a lot of people just essentially saying the platform itself is censoring content critical of Trump. I'm not sure whether that's the case or not, but there hasn't been, an amazing response to US TikTok so far. Let's hear what tech journalist Max Foster has to say about the issues.
What you see on TikTok is about to change, particularly if you're watching from America. And that's because the US version of the app is now under the control of a separate US company. That means that TikTok isn't now going away in America, but it also means that the experience you get, particularly in America, is going to change, but potentially in other countries too. The reason for that is that under this deal, the US is going to retrain its algorithm based on the data of American users. Because it's using a different data set, that will change the content that users are being fed. It may also give a bump or indeed a slump to creators because different content is effectively going to be pushed through. It may also affect users outside America because so much content comes from America and the whole data system is being changed in the global TikTok? What you see on
So we're entering a brave new world on TikTok. Thank you, Max Foster, reporter at CNN, for that. And so, as a marketer, what I would certainly be looking at is your data. There's not really much more you can do other than analyze how well your videos perform and are performing as of February, because that's when new TikTok was launched in the US. So, as Max quite rightly said there, we don't know what is going to look like. Maybe it will give your content a bump, maybe it will give your content a slump. And we're not sure because we don't know how the new algorithms on TikTok US are going to work and how much UK based content will reach US audiences. If you are trying to promote content to a US audience, I'd be particularly interested in the reach and engagement rates of your content on TikTok. If you're very UK focused, I would assume that your content won't be largely affected, but the only thing we can do is keep an eye on your stats.